Love liberates. It doesn't just hold. That's ego. Love says, I love you. I love you if you're in China. I love you if you're across town. I love you if you're in Harlem. I love you. I would like to be near you. I'd like to have your arms around me. I'd like to hear your voice in my ear. But that's not possible now. So I love you. Go.
Swear to God I wasn't born to fight. Maybe just a little bit, enough to make me sick of it. But I
remember all kinds of people who've been living there.
I want to run from everything.
Hi, I'm in the Netherlands right now. This trip is a little bit different than the other trips that I've ever been on because I did go solo. This whole summer will mostly be about being with myself. Just a lot of self-realization, realizing who I want in my life, what I want in my life, what I want to do with my life. A lot of big changes are coming my way. The summer will be about me.
Kau turun seperti marah, badan ini mulai terendam dan dingin. Tak ada tempat untukmu mengalir dan tak ada muara.
It's been what, like 3 years? No, I literally feel like senior year.
As per usual, I took time to catch up with old friends in the Netherlands.
See you in London.
Yo, Carlos! Why, bro?
In truth, I always leave the Netherlands feeling like it will always be another one of my homes. And although I always wish I could stay longer in Amsterdam, one of my best friends, Faisal, was coming to London from Boston for the weekend, and I was so excited to have him around.
Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is.
We're going to Whitechapel because
Sometimes you don't. But when it's on, it's
we're so tired, can't feel my legs. Yeah, because you...
Some throw it out the window. Some hold on tight. But when it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
Some people get lucky.
Who puts checks on the global power? No, we live in it doesn't eliminate.
I think of you all the time. Do I ever call the time?
The beginning of June was so exciting because London was loud, sunny, carefree, and I was internally the happiest I'd been up to that point this year. I also had 2 trips lined up with my Indonesian friends that I was very much looking forward to. Scotland is beautiful and I always love going there, but to be with this group made my memory of Glasgow even better. Then we spent 2 days in Torquay, one of the English Rivieras. Four something in the morning. The moon is still there to see this beautiful view because I never made it to the French Riviera. So it feels so surreal that I'm here right now. Last minute, I decided I would spend a short 3 weeks in Indonesia before graduation because I figured if I was going to start working soon and life would no longer be on school schedule, I wasn't sure when I'd go to Indonesia next. I had told no one I was coming and got to surprise my family. My grandma passed away just 3 months after I'd gone back to London since living in Indonesia for a year, and being back in Jakarta without my grandma came with a lot of void. That same time, my grandpa was getting married again, so there was a lot of beautiful new changes and longing of old moments this trip around. Because I came to Jakarta so suddenly, a lot of my family members were extremely busy, so I wasn't able to spend quality time with everyone I had hoped for, but very grateful for the families that I did spend my time with.
You really have to walk in the middle of the street when there's traffic in the
And after a few days, I was off to Bali.
There's a place I go to when no one knows me. It's not lonely. It's a necessary thing.
Arrived at
It's a place I made. Found out what I made of. The nights I've stayed of. Counting stars and fighting sleep. Let it wash over me. Ready to lose my feet. Take me off to the place where one reviews life's mystery. Steady on down the line. Lose every
Can you not
sense of
speed
time.
up? You're literally
Take
scaring
it
the
all
fuck out of
in,
me right
wake
now.
up, that's my part. Day to day, blind to see and find how far to go.
In love with batik. My dream house is to have a lot of batik stuff on the wall.
Wait, do you know the story of someone who both named their boyfriend? Maybe I can see a halo. Halo, halo, halo. I can see a halo. Halo.
Every time I'm on an island trip in Indonesia, I happen to always end up singing solo somewhere. And this year in Bali, I sang Valerie. I went back to Jakarta for a few days, and this time got to show some friends I met in Bali my city with Hanif and Raka, two of my old friends I've known since Saudi.
Cheese could not be on that thing there. Yeah? That is so good. Right?
I'm talking about the cheesy boy. I mean, it's literally
dripping, look at that.
literally dripping on my hand.
I need to come back to Japan to get this now.
It was also nice to be able to catch up with my older cousins now that we're all in similar life phases and I didn't have to feel like the youngest anymore.
Di kantor ada yang udah rampung menjelang mau dikeluarin. Produktif kan ya.
Bye, Lori. Duh.
It was a short trip, but I got to see everyone I needed to see, and it was a nice getaway from all that was about to come.
I always do this.
My name on my flight ticket has been wrong.
July and August was a big blur. My family came. I graduated and now hold a degree in politics and international relations. My family and I took a trip up north to Scotland and Manchester. And then I just felt incredibly lonely when they left. And although I was trying to make time for friends who were leaving, I was filled with intense anxiety of the uncertainty of everything. No job, didn't know where I was going to live, unresolved situations, friends leaving. August was so intense in that not only was I sad almost every day, I even biked up to Hampstead Heath in the heat through all the hilly roads and down in 3 hours. Thanks, Marcio. But the bike challenge actually inspired me to change my perspective. And when you train your mind to believe that you can face anything, you feel that many changes are coming your way, but only for the better. I'd forgotten that I know from my experience 3 years ago that the letting industry is busiest around August and September. We contacted more than 50 agents and landlords, and since my flatmates at the time were still not in London yet and Anvesh was finishing up his dissertation, I had to take one for the team and do the viewings, which was overwhelming and terrifying because there would be lines of people who were also desperately looking for a place to live. Like the Indonesians say, finding a place is working with fate. And after many, many weeks of searching and lots of tears, I finally found a flat with a landlord who wanted us. But you see, the thing about life is we humans can only plan around so much, but God's plans will always intervene. And after thinking we found a flat and were settled to move in together, an issue occurred and our fourth flatmate would no longer be living with us. And then we were back to square one.
Guys, it didn't work out. I mean, not tonight.
We lost a flatmate and we lost a flat.
It's okay, we'll find something.
Well, you know what's funny? I wanted you guys to flip on me. Right? That was the most insane. Right.
This is how fate works, right?
Yeah.
And with no sleep at all, we found a replacement within 18 hours to the point where a number of people showed up because they were also desperate for a place. But Anvesh, Anna, and I decided to take Bennett. And so he was officially our fourth flatmate.
Oh, I really...
Big! I just know this is gonna be small already. Small.
If you get small, then what did you guys get?
That one. Big? Okay. Oh. So here, show her the video, and then if you want the bigger room,
So when are you gonna come? When are you coming then?
Probably next weekend.
Yay!
And for the first time since July, I finally got one weight off my shoulder and was able to breathe again. I was not going to be homeless and would be starting this new chapter with my new flatmates.
It's good though.
Oh my god, it's empty now. This was my home for a year. I learned a lot in this place, this really tiny little studio bedsit. I'm definitely gonna miss this view. Always nice to be spending time with my Indo friends.
Apa itu godok?
Having lunch with Auntie Inta. She was my neighbor when I was like 5. Now we're in London together. I used to live over there. Like that building in front of the yacht. A full house. Of course he's angry.
September was crazy because I was temporarily living at my friend's while moving in stuff to the new flat, and Lana was staying with me until she moved into hers. And we were all still getting used to each other, which was exciting and busy. I'd also just begun my part-time job, working 3 to 4 times a week until 11 p.m., so I was physically exhausted. But I knew I needed something to do while I was still waiting to land a full-time job. At the same time, I was still learning to emotionally and mentally let go of something I no longer felt could stay with me. And it was hard. And lonely. Hence why the lyrics, "Let love set you free to fly your pretty wings around," in some ways comforted me. Because I had to let go, and I was finally letting go. I prayed a lot. I was so hopeless and hopeful at the same time, and just trusted that God eventually would work everything out. I started journaling again, picking up new activities, and putting myself to feel free again.
You know that I'm all in, the chance of me falling. You know that it's soft there.
And the truth is, when you open that space and room and allow change to enter, beautiful things do happen in the middle of life's messes. And suddenly you start to appreciate the little things around you. And maybe the thing about healing and feeling lighter is that despite everything bad happening, you're grateful for the moments and the people with you. And you love yourself, even for the slightest improvements and smallest achievements. And you know it'll all eventually be okay.
This love is so costly, it's killing me softly.
Happy birthday to you. Woo! 23. What is your wish for 23?
I want to become Johnny Sins.
Feliz en tu día, amiguito, que Dios te bendiga.
I've learned that life in a big city is never ever static. And sometimes you'll find yourself in situations you'd never thought you'd put yourself in. And you start to learn more about yourself, your capabilities, power, impulses, and weaknesses. And you thought that you'd already know yourself. Saying goodbye to PPE, an organization I'd been a part of for the last 3 years, was also very bittersweet. But it was definitely time to close that chapter and embark onto newer pursuits.
No, not that house, not that house. These guys. Hi, Bude, ini Ansha. Okay. Lo pernah datang ke sini nggak sih? Udah nggak fall lagi. You never credit yourself, so when you got older, it seems like you came back 10 times over. Now you're sitting here in this damn corner, looking through all your thoughts and looking over your shoulder. See, good. To steal your
Not here.
They always ask me.
Sorry, thinks Julian looks kind of like Nick Jonas. Oh. Birthday, dear me.
Happy birthday.
Okay, what should I wish for?
Say mashallah before you blow up.
September, October, November, December all happened in a snap. So many new changes and faces that I would have never guessed would come in the beginning of the year. I turned 22, went to the Netherlands again, wrote a whole lot, had multiple friends become guests on my sofa. I even saw Bon Iver, my favorite band. Between it all, I met and grew closer to some very special individuals and began friendships out of the season, and ultimately learned a deeper meaning of connection through loss and love. I also experienced working 2 part-time jobs.
It's so bad.
And unlike previous years, my circle is much more quieter now, and I put a lot of focus on self-growth.
Just to let you know I did it.
Which in turn taught me genuine appreciation for those around me. Oh, and I got to witness Saudi win against Argentina.
You need a commentators that come on.
So Saudi won.
And then watch Argentina win the World Cup. With Paestra. From the situations I found myself in, the many conversations that took place, and the chase of a goal still on the run, autumn and winter are very pivotal seasons of my year that have really taught me self-awareness and what it is to preserve continuous strength, optimism, and patience throughout any kind of process. And that above it all, those who love you really do. Looking back to the middle of 2022, I had envisioned that I would figure it all out by the end of the year. But what really is figuring things out? I've learned that we're going to continuously be in phases of figuring out several aspects of our lives, whether it be in career, love, or ourselves. At the same time, life is also about going through with it. Whether you desire otherwise, you must still go through life, because we all have agendas and responsibilities. What matters is you must have a focus, and whatever it is that you do meanwhile, do greatly in it. Because while the end goal matters, the process is the most pivotal component. I called the last 8 months of 2022 a transitional period because of all the changes I knew would take place in my life. If experience could write itself, it would write of the many altering situations that had to occur. And while it may have felt uncomfortable at times, I know that everything that happened or is happening is everything that is and was meant to happen. There will be losses and gains just as there are difficult days as there are better ones. Sometime in the year, I met someone who assertively voiced their confidence in doing life alone, especially if the alternative bothers their peace and focus. And while I thought I embraced solitude well, he taught me that having yourself is not just enough, but more than enough to go through anything. Although understanding his views reformed my perspective on loneliness and strengthened the idea that I'm able to go through anything on my own, I also learned to properly embrace company and the warmth of others, despite not necessarily seeing eye to eye. From it, I learned that while looking out for yourself is very important, looking out for those who care for us is also very powerful. Because while having ourselves is enough, I do believe as humans we all still need somebody in one way or another, even if we may not want to admit it. Really, love is actually so free. We do not own, we do not hold, we allow. And in the end, trust time, because time will tell and time will prove. Eventually, it is all about time.